today's parsha, we have the parsha Ben Sarah Mora. Everybody knows the halachas that he stole money from his father, and he bought with it a certain amount of botza and yayin, and he ate and he drank with a chabura. And on that, the Torah said, somebody who does that, Yomus Zakev or Yomus Chayev, Chayev Misa, and it says because he's Nidon Hashem Sofa, somebody that could do such a thing, his sofa is going to be, he's going to come out of Rotzeach, he's going to kill a person to steal his money. The Ezra adds that this person thinks, I just want to read inside, it's just a few words. It's just a few words. And Ezra says, if this Ben Sarah Murr, if he was able to do such a thing in order to eat, Zeh kemo apikorus, he says. Why? Ki lo yevakish chaye ha'olam hazeh ki'im lehis'aneg b'chol minei ma'chol mishta. He thinks that in olam hazeh we're here to eat and drink. It's mamish mavhil ha'arayin. It's scary. Every person should be bodik in himself. What does he think he came here for? What do I think I came here for? You sit and you eat and drink. You could, these machshavas could creep into a person that he came here in order to enjoy himself eating and drinking. A person goes to eat in a restaurant. He has to know, maybe he's the apikorus of the Eben Ezra. Chas v'shalom to say that on so many Yidden that do it. Of course they do it because they have to relax. They're tense, they're nervous, it relaxes. But you have to be leida inish b'nafshe. A person should be bodik himself, make a cheshbon on nefesh. Now, there's all kinds of halachas when he's nasa ben surmura, eno nasa ben surmura. The meshech chahmah, he brings a tosefta in the goyim. The tosefta says, in Yerushalayim, a person is not nasa ben surmura, doesn't become in Yerushalayim. What's Yerushalayim different? Explains the meshech chahmah. In Yerushalayim there was a lot of basar kodshim. People brought karbonos, especially Yom Tovim. And this child sees people eating basar all the time. A lot. Not like in other places where you don't always eat basar. Once in a while you eat meat, but not so much. But in Yerushalayim, Keseder, the people are eating basar. So he thinks that this is a way of life. Basar, achilas basar is a way of life. So that was mashpia on him. I mean, the apikorus of the Eben Ezra, I would call it, is not as strong as it is by other regular Ben Surma. Regular Ben Surma had no hashpah from the outside. He didn't see his father and mother living that kind of a life, basar and yain, and it comes from himself. So he's a chashud on this way of life, and this is going to bring to the worst thing. But here he's like in the Israelis say, he's being zorem. He's just doing what he sees around him. He sees achilas basar. So it's not such a strong taina on him that you could give him misa because of that. Ad kan divrei ha-meshech chachmah. Now listen to something interesting. The gerrer Rebbe, the Beis Yisrael, brought this meshech chachmah. In his Torah, it must have been what he said by his teacher.
We talked about this one year, many years ago. Okay, continue.
Well, before we started this.
Yeah,
this
many years ago. I've got lo chashuv,
it can't be more than 5 years ago. I'll tell you why later. So the gerrer Rebbe said, do you remember what his taina was? The gerrer Rebbe's taina. He had a taina on the meshech. Interesting.
I heard this. It must have been from you.
He brought
Continue.
the meshech chachmah, and he said it can't be such a thing. Somebody sees Yidden in Yerushalayim eating basar kosher, he doesn't get such machshavas from that a person who came to Alamaza just eat and drink, he doesn't get these deis kosheras from that. That doesn't make him about taiva, seeing people eating basar in Yerushalayim. The gerrer Rebbe can't understand. How could such a thing bring a person to become about taiva? Everybody remembers the Toshus in Bava Basra, right? Right, everybody remembers.
I think so. Certainly your listeners do.
So, everybody remembers the famous Toshus in Daf Chof Aleph, that it says that in the beginning they put the Melamdei Tinokus only in Yerushalayim. And Toshus says that in Yerushalayim was a place that brought to Yiras Shamayim. Because you see in Yerushalayim, you see everybody. Haya roeh shekulam oskim b'melechas shomayim u'ba'avoda. So haya gam hu machavan liyiras shomayim b'osek v'atorah. Yerushalayim was a special place that's mesugal for Yiras Shamayim. He sees everybody being osek b'avoda. What's everybody? Only the Kohanim are osek b'avoda. Only the pshat is that people are being... the Gemara, you remember the Gemara in Pesachim. The Gemara says that Rab Tarfon said he's doing avoda. So they asked him, there's avoda nowadays. So he said, he's achilas truma, it's called avoda. And kolskein achilas kodshim is called an avoda. So that brings to Yiras Shamayim, Toshi says over there. And that's why they brought the children to Yerushalayim to learn Torah, that the Torah should go together with Yiras Shamayim. So how could it be such a thing that should bring him to become a Baal Taiva? It should make him. And especially, I was very impressed from the Lashon of the Sefer HaChinuch in this scene. In the mitzvah Tov Reish Ches, there's a mitzvah Lav, Lo Achalti B'oni Mimenu. A person is not allowed to eat Meiser Sheni when he's Baninus, when he has his Meiser Mutal of he's in Tsar. So Sefer HaChinuch says that when it says Kani Mochlin Ubayim Miskaprim Achilas Kodshim brings Kapora. So he says when they ate Kodshim, so they ate it with Kavona, Ubedas Sholem, V'chol Machshavos, all their Machshavos, V'chol Tenuos, Seim, he says, Nachonos neged Hashem Yisborach. And a person is in Tsar, he can't have that. What's the Sefer HaChinuch saying? That when somebody ate Kodshim, he was feeling that he's sitting Lifnei Hashem, and while he's eating, his whole machshava is on Hashem, and every tenuah that he's doing is on him. What is the Sefer HaChinuch talk about? What's tenuahs? He's eating, what tenuahs? But you'll notice that that it's very shchir that people eat fast, that they gobble, and they eat and eat and eat, and even B'nai Torah you can see it some even So he says every tenuah they must have. I can imagine that when they sat and ate kodshim, they were sitting here like relaxed and sitting straight up and not bending over to the plate and eating slowly, dafka. Because they were concentrating on that they're bringing kedusha into their mamish body, into the intestines. They're bringing kedusha. It's the strongest way of begashmi is bringing kedusha into a person. So they were in dveikis while they were eating it, and every bite. I mean, it's just like It reminds me of what there was somebody, a so-called makubal in this neighborhood, that he told me that he prepares from the beginning of Elul the kavanas of the tkiyas. Every tkiya has a different kavanah, and the machavnim in the old city, they be right before every tkiya they wait 5 minutes. And they think the kavanah of this tkiya, like where they're gonna shoot, where they should aim it to, and then they blow the tkiya. I imagine about Chilas Kodshim, every bite they took, they were. I don't know if they had.
He sounds like a real makubal. That's why he comes so-called makubal.
I'll tell you later. I don't know if there was a special kavanah for every bite, but I'll call upon the lifnei Hashem shebezeh, and the dveikis that they can say that they made sure that the eating and the hanoah of the achila shouldn't be pogim in their dveikis. So, could such a thing bring a person to be a Baal Taivus? Asks the gerrer. But, Ela Vela Direla Kimchem. It shouldn't bring a person to be a Baal Taivus. But you have to have eyes to see. You can't just be a behemoth. A cow is going to see people being avodas Hashem. He's going to also see avodas Hashem. Shimshon Pincus used to bring this mashal. A behemoth is going to look at the Chofetz Chaim. What's he going to see? A few kilo of basar. It's like a very gas mashal. I don't even like to say it over. It gives me a bad feeling. But it's a mashal. Maybe we should find a better mashal. But that's what he used to say. The Chofetz Chaim nowadays we saw the video of the Chofetz Chaim. He was short. He was what does a behemoth see in the Chofetz Chaim? But what's the emes? Somebody that looks, he sees a Kedush Elyon, he sees a Malach Elokim, he sees Kedusha. It's the Chofetz Chaim is part of the Masoros. The Chazon Ish puts him in the same list as the Lishkas HaGozus. Lishkas HaGozus, the Masorah went on from generation to generation. And Afra Lepume to that person who talks on the Chofetz Chaim, it's just a likud, he wasn't a Rav. Afra Lepume for such talk, that person. You know who it is.
Yeah. It's not Rabbi Malamed for those of our viewers that are interested. I've been following our views.
It's a behemoth look.
Okay, I have 2 minutes.
So the Ben Sarah Mara, he didn't say, okay, I'll talk maybe another 5 minutes afterward.